Guys, hi, it's Ray here from City Fan TV. I don't normally come online till 9 o'clock. You guys are already in the house. I think I said yesterday, well, nice to see you, everybody. I think I said yesterday that what I end up doing is, let's get this green screen right. What I end up doing is I just load it up, and then I've got to do a little bit of tinkering in the background where I sort out the stuff for Twitter so I can send it on Twitter and put my thumbnail and stuff like that. So I put that I'm going to do the live stream, but I've got to do the stuff on my thumbnail. James, nice to have you on in so early. No dislikes. They'll be here, don't worry. Never mind, James. It always happens. Hey, don't worry about it, guys. We move on. Don't worry about it. Ikram's already in there. Don't want Roberto and Ceballos. Hi, Cameron Hector. Hope you're well, buddy. Arashvia, Roberto and Ceballos rumors are fake. Why would we sign them? We don't need any midfielders. It's fake news. I really do agree with you, Arashvia. Okay, I'm gonna. You know, I've said before, I'm reluctant to go through too many of these crappy rumors, but I want to do some transfer tittle tattle. I'll give you one that looks a strong possibility, and then the couple that are a bit meh. But I need something up there so that you guys know I've got something to talk about. And look, you give me your opinion. If you don't want them, say so. If you think they're fake, say so. I mean, there's other stuff I see regularly from the aggregator sites, and they're fake. They're definitely a lot of rubbish. People just put a lot of rubbish out there, and you know, if you put 100 stories out there, you get a couple right. That's all these people are interested in. Anyway, Arashvia. Vertigo's asking about Raul Jimenez. I thought he was going to United. Evening, formidable Centurions and Sam Martin. I'm always nervous, Sam. I'm always nervous. I was nervous before the Arsenal game. You know, it was just set. And I'll tell you why. It was just set up for us to fail. It was just set up for us to fail. Everybody said we were going to win. We were going to, beat Arsenal, get through to the final. They're rubbish and we're so good. And it just felt wrong. Real Madrid doesn't feel as wrong, but it doesn't feel... I'm not feeling it yet. No one, people took it too easy as well. And it can get into the players' minds. They took it too easy. Pep took it too easy. We're always blasting Arsenal. Always. And, we were something like 21, the last 7 games, 21 goals for, 2 against. Formidable Centurions, why don't we break the bank for Jimenez and ready to go? I just can't see it. I just don't think we're going to. If Atletico are going to push us for 120 million euros, it ain't happening. 100 million euros, still think we'll struggle. I think we will really try and get some big player, big defender. Hey, Atos Music, hope you're well, buddy. So I was going to talk about something then, and it's just gone. Fake news. There's plenty of fake news about. Let's get these 2 bits and pieces out of the way, and then we can talk about other stuff, guys. Okay? Because I've got a little bit of FFP stuff. Danni Ceballos. Now, I'll be honest, it's something that somewhere I don't normally would read. I wouldn't read this. But apparently, the 23-year-old kid hasn't signed his deal with Arsenal. He's been on loan from Real Madrid. But he's made 36 appearances for Arsenal across all competitions. Now, he's a first-team regular. He scored a goal. I'm trying to remember which goal he scored now. An important goal not so long ago. Was that against Sheffield United? But apparently there's a report that Real Madrid want to raise some money and they want to sell Ceballos. He's not going to go back to Santiago Bernabeu. He's not really wanted there. So apparently that opens the door for City. I don't know how he's going to add strength, according to this report. Yeah, it's the defensive side of our midfield. I mean, I don't see much in him, to be honest, Danni Ceballos. But look, people are moving on. I mean, David Silva's moving on. Ilkay Gundogan's probably got a couple of years left in him. But it's hard to see, guys. So I'm going to throw that one down in the bin. It might happen. I doubt it. The other one, again, we're linked with Sergio Roberto. Now, apparently, according to Sport, Catalan newspaper, Man City have made Barcelona aware of their interest in signing midfielder and utility fullback Sergi Roberto. Now, apparently, I'm just going through some of this stuff here now. Pep gave Roberto his debut at the Camp Nou. There's a fan of the Spain international, apparently, but it is claimed that Roberto would be reluctant to leave Barca, even if the club were willing to listen to offers for him. And that's it. What a load of old baloney. What a load of rubbish. Yeah, I'm not going to bother reading the other stuff. I mean, MEN are just like clickbaity like pretty much everybody else. Let's see what you guys are saying. Evening, Ikram. Arsenal have apparently reached an agreement with the Real Madrid to sign Ceballos permanent. That's what I thought, Irish. I thought he was going to do a 4-year contract. They'd offered him a 4-year contract, and I thought he'd go there. There you go, Sam Martin. That's right. That's right. I knew he scored a goal, an important goal. Atos. What? Evening, Martin 125. Hi, Adam. Hope you're well. RHV, I think City are being patient with Koulibaly deal, and maybe Napoli will lower the price after the Champions League. The thing is, City aren't in a hurry. You know, he's not going to play till, he's not going to come here till at least the last week of August. So there's no worry. There's no hurry. When Izaki is signing a contract with Man City since Chelsea won't use a buyback option, says Abina Dua. I think it's going to be no rush. If the kid's still on holiday, no rush. He'll have a medical, maybe in London or somewhere. Don't see the need for him. By distance. I'll just say sell Garcia because his heart is in balance. Sell Ottoman Stones should play one more season to prove himself. I don't look. Garcia grew up as a Barca boy, but I don't think even he will think it's the right time to go back to Barcelona if he is going to ever go back to Barcelona. He's done a lot at City. Are we buying cast-offs now? Says from Middlesbrough St. Juniors. You'd be surprised, mate. You'd be surprised. Sometimes people buy cast-offs and they come good. No news on Koulibaly. Nope. Adam Khalido Koulibaly. No more news. Nothing in the papers. Ceballos and Roberto are just unnecessary. We shouldn't be looking at these players. I agree, Akram. I'm just reporting what's out there at the moment. But I'm also giving you my opinion that I don't think I want them either. Arashvia desperately needs that left back. Arashvia, I did a video today on a kid called Rayan 8 Nouri. Rayan 8 Nouri. 19 years old, rising star. It's going to cost us a pretty packet. You know, apparently a Premier League club were willing to bid 30 million euros for him back in January. So, there's something about him. And I've did a very in-depth video about this kid, about 15, 16 minutes long. A lot of stuff from various different sources. Tipped off about him yesterday. And I think he's got a chance, guys. He's got a chance. Whether we'd get him, I'm not so sure. I'm not so sure yet. But he's a left back, and if we do get rid of someone like, for me anyway, he's not your first choice left back for next season. Okay, he's only 19 years old. It's going to take him time to integrate, time to feel comfortable and everything else, and that'll be the first season. So, for me anyway, he's the kind of guy to get game time and then develop maybe the following season. Thanks, Adam. Yeah, guys, we got 2,000 subscribers. We did it. I said I wanted to see if we could do it by the end of July. Well, we're on the 2nd of August, and I think it's a fantastic achievement. 2,001 subscribers, guys. Thank you ever so much for helping me get this far. We're all in it together, aren't we? I'm just looking at that video on Rayan 8 Nouri. That's doing pretty well, almost 300 views. For me, that's good. 300 is good for me. I'm happy with that. Let's see what else was going down. Neri Castillo, that's a long time since we had him, isn't it? Vertigo. I'm going to try and keep up now. We now have confirmation when Torres. Well, Man City, who give you confirmation? We'll see. We'll see, mate. For me, if he signs, it'd be like Ake. Signs from long distance, stays on holiday. Ikram, glad you got the 2K. Cheers, mate. Chance me going on for just over a year, and 2K already is great stuff. Thank you so much. Yeah, look, obviously COVID was a problem. COVID, for until football started again. So from mid-March, April, May, June, and into July, in over 3 months, it was very hard to get any new subscribers because what was it to talk about? There was not a lot of stuff to talk about. For Middle Centurions, Jimenez is the answer. The rest are just a waste of time. City must push for that top defender, and Jimenez is highly rated, plus someone effect. The problem is for Middle Centurions, he's not going to be cheap. He's not going to be cheap, and that's the problem. Hi, Colin. Hope you're well. What do I think of the refereeing in the FA Cup final? To be honest, I didn't watch enough of the FA Cup final to give you a full verdict, but it wasn't very good. It was a bit of a joke, and even the BBC. I mean, when Martinez came out of his goal, I've not seen a replay of that to see where he was. Yeah, I heard something later on about they don't check that. VAR wouldn't check that. Sounds ludicrous to me. He looked outside of his area. His feet were certainly. And I'm sure many goalkeepers come outside the area when they toss the ball up to kick it. And I'm sure some of them handle it outside the area like that as well, but no one's paying attention. The referee's down the pitch. The linesman is level with the last defender, I think. So he could well be down the pitch as well if the goal is kicking it out. So I think a lot of things are missed. I found a lot of the referees are very pernickety since the restart. They're giving fouls for almost everything, and it doesn't help make football the kind of spectacle that you want to be a better spectacle start time. It comes to that. I wouldn't mind Jose Jimenez. You can fill in at right back. Look, I don't think any of us would mind about Jose Jimenez, Ikram. It's just that paying 100 million euros, I'm not so sure. Tellers or Nuri says at us. Well, I've not really studied Tellers in any detail. Nuri, I've had a good look at over the last 24 hours, starting last night. Someone sent me something during the day, and I didn't check it up because I apparently didn't have time and I didn't want to look at the source. But I did the work overnight and this morning. I put a lot of work into that. So please go and watch that video on Rayan Nuri and give it a thumbs up. Same as this, guys. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe. We just got past 2,000 subscribers. I showed you the t-shirt. Show you again. This t-shirt still got the tag on. 2 tags. It's still got 2 tags on. That t-shirt will be going to somebody this week. Probably Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. What I'm thinking to do. What I'm thinking to do is whoever contributes positively on the live stream, you'll all go into a draw, and I'll draw that on Thursday. So somebody on Thursday, that t-shirt's going to go to them. I'm just going to send another one off this week. Someone won a t-shirt on Twitter. It's a back-to-back t-shirt. Beautiful. I mean, I've given all my back-to-back t-shirts away. I'm a bit gutted, actually. They're very, very nice. So that back-to-back t-shirt is going to disappear to somebody this week. As long as she sends me her details. I haven't got her details yet, where to send it. Formidable Centurions, I think City, time to buy the best right centre-back, and Jimenez seems to be. Don't know, mate. I mean, I'll take your word for it, but I don't know who it is. I'm all right, Abhishek. I'm all right. Well, I've been busy today. I had this Bolt from the Blue podcast. That was really with the Colin Savage and Mike Long, really in depth on the cast stuff. A bit of a laugh, but it was a lot of serious stuff. I mean, it was a bit dry, but we had a bit of a laugh as well here and there when we ever get the chance. And then I did that Nuri video. That Nuri's taking me. As I said yesterday, the videos can take hours and hours and hours to make. And the Nuri video, it was probably the same. I'm trying to think how long it took me to make the notes. Took me about an hour and a half to 2 hours, probably 2 hours making notes on Nuri, and then obviously recording it and then editing it. So by the time you finished and uploading it, it's about 4 hours work to make one of those 15, 20-minute videos. It's just you got to put some or enough research in. And that's pretty much my day. And after the podcast, that was about an hour, more than an hour and a half of my time. you know, if you can you imagine that's half your day gone. Adam, now we should get you to 5K. Oh, I don't think we're going to get to 5K before next season, Adam. I don't think that's going to happen. Honestly, if you're asking me now, what do I want is by the end of next season to have 5K. I'll be very happy if we've got 5K. And to be honest, what's more important now is getting the views on the video. So I've got to do content that people want. I've seen people getting good views on their videos. But sometimes you don't know if those views are just 5 seconds. You know, at least that Nuri video that I put up, the average is about 6 minutes. So you don't know if someone's watched a video for 5 or 10 seconds. And I've seen people, you know, putting up very misleading headlines to get pull punters in, each to their own. City Extra on Twitter, Man City. All right, yeah. And I saw that as well. And obviously, it wasn't their story. Obviously, they got it from a reporter, like all of us do. I mean, we're not getting first-hand information. We're getting it from other sources. We'll see. That's all I'll say is we'll see. They weren't City Extra the ones who said he'd cost between 30 and 40 million pounds. Man City 125. I believe it was them who said he would cost between 30 and 40 million pounds. So all they're doing, like everybody else, is getting a report from a journalist. They just copy the report, stick it out there. What do you think I do? A lot of, half my stuff is from what I've seen, either live or on TV or on YouTube videos, and half is what journalists are saying or what other, either what journalists are saying to the public or what journalists are saying to me privately. This especially with the Algerian guys, I get a little bit of extra stuff from there because I know a few Algerians, and they're mad. They're crazy about their footballers. And anybody who's got a link with Algeria, even if they play for France, like Nuri is playing for France or France kids, there's a link. There's a link with Mbappe because he's about 1/8, I think, Algerian. So there's always that interest, even if they don't play for Algeria, if they've got some link to Algeria. So these guys, they know a lot of. There's some of them that go a little bit too far, but there's other guys who know their stuff, so you can ask them and get good information from them. But everybody, they're getting the information from the same places. Man City, City Extra are not getting anything special from anybody, as far as I'm aware. You want which shirt? You want that shirt? Get in the competition, Asa. And Jambo to you. Can I say Jambo to you, Asa? Now that I find out that you're, is it Ghanaian? Apologies if I've got the wrong greeting. I've got too many greetings going around in my head at the moment. 5 days until Madrid. Yep. There's a lot of people saying we want Diego Carlos, but I honestly don't know nothing about him. I only know who he is because of FIFA. That's it. I mean, there's lots of names being thrown out there, and I haven't gone and done detailed reviews of people because I'm focused initially on the ones that I thought we were going to get. People like Nathan Ake, people like Ferran Torres. So those kind of people I'm more interested in. Yeah. And that's why I did one on Nuri because of the link with City. And obviously he's Algerian as well. Colin, no, it's not been done. I think it's going to come out tomorrow because obviously Mike's in South Korea. So by the time we finished it today, it'd have been about 3 o'clock our time, which I guess his time is going to be 10, 11 o'clock at night. So I suspect it'll come out sometime tomorrow. And maybe tomorrow, it depends when he pops it out. If it pops it out tomorrow evening, then the following day, it'll be on this channel as well. The audio will be on this channel. We don't video record it anymore. So what's for Middle Centurion? Edison, Walker, Jimenez, Laporte, Ake, Rodri, KDB, Foden, Torres, Sterling, new striker. Oh, you've already dumped Aguero. You've dumped Mahrez. Wow. This is... you dumped Bernardo Silva. Wow. You dumped Cancelo. Is anybody safe from you for Middle Centurions? Oh, you're talking about FIFA. I'm not going to get involved with that. Abhishek, I hope we get to. Well, one of the things is, Abhishek, look, the channel's done really well in the last 2 months. Now, when did we come back? I can't remember the date. So the channel's done pretty well in the last 6 weeks, let's say. In fact, I think it's done better than, we've got about 500 or so new subscribers in that time. So since football restarted. So that's been really, really good. I think it's a combination of obviously the hard work. People like some of the stuff I put out. And I think once you get to a certain level, other people see it and say, right, oh yeah, you've got 2,000 or 3,000 subscribers. Let's have a look at that. So hopefully that will work. Pablo Moreno or Adria Benabi? Well, Zidane, I've not seen Pablo Moreno play. I've seen Adria Benabi play. Couldn't tell you. Couldn't split them. All I've heard about Pablo Moreno is good stuff. Obviously being at La Masia, top talent there. Then going to Juventus, being a top talent there. Now at City. Benabi, top talent at Barcelona. He's done some good stuff. And there's a cross. Do you remember the cross he put in for a tap in for David Silva? I think it was. It was just perfect. Last season or season before, might have even been in the Carabao Cup. I can't even remember now. But it was a wonderful cross. Or it might have even been in a pre-season friendly. But it was a wonderful cross. So I think he's got some potential. I just haven't seen enough of him. I haven't got time, guys. Between going to watch men's games last season, men's games, women's games, I couldn't go to kids' games. I just haven't got the time. And I've got my own kids to look after as well. If the kids' games are in the holidays, then it's easy for me to go. Asa, I don't see why we're extra hyped about Taylor Howard-Bellis, but not Adarabayo. I don't know even what I never bothered to check what SMH means. I'll try to remember now. Yeah. The thing is, it's Pep. We've seen Howard-Bellis in action. He's been very good for us when he's played. Pep's singing his praises. No one talks about Adebayo. I think that's the reason. What youth player? Well, obviously we've seen Foden come through. We've seen Garcia come through. It's hard to say. I think Howard-Bellis. Howard-Bellis because of what Pep said about him. Cole Palmer's got a chance because I think he's got the right attitude. He's got the talent. Braff has a chance. He's got to get his attitude spot on. Tommy Doyle. I mean, he's had a couple of games, so he's got a chance. But it's hard to tell. I mean, I thought Brahim Diaz would make it. When I first saw him play, I thought, wow, this kid's going all the way to the top. And he just hasn't had enough game time. We need Braff to be a City star. So yeah, I'd love it. I'd love it. He needs chances. If the only centre-back we signed was Ake, would you be satisfied with that? I wouldn't, although maybe I'm asking for too much. No, I wouldn't. Excuse me. I wouldn't because he's covered for Laporte. That's it. And I need another quality centre-back because what I don't want is Laporte to get injured and have Ake and Garcia or Ake and Fernandinho as my centre-backs. Ake with no experience playing for City. No. If I want somebody who's got no experience playing for City as my main centre-back, I want someone like Koulibaly, maybe Jimenez, Varane. I want someone in the mid-20s with plenty of experience. Excuse me. Which competition is this? Or FIFA or no bribes, James? That competition will be it'll be like pretty much everything else. It's Lucky Dip. So everybody who comes on the stream on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, they'll all go into a hat and I'll draw a winner on Thursday. And that's that T-shirt will be winging its way to somebody. But you can bribe me if you want. I never say no to a bribe. Mahrez needs to convince Nuri to join City. Absolutely. I'm not sure Mahrez would, would he know him? Obviously, I mean, he doesn't know him from the Algerian setup because Nuri's playing for the French under-21s. Mahrez doesn't live in France anymore. Nuri was living in. He was living in near the centre of Paris, actually, in Montreuil, which is let's have a look, east side of centre, and Riyad Mahrez was living in Sarcelles, which is suburb north of Paris. I've been there a few times. It's about 45 minutes from my house. Probably not too far from, trying to remember now. But anyway, it's about 45 minutes from my house, or at the flat we used to have. We still got it in France. Do I... all right, so look, only 11 players allowed. Well, that's the problem for Middlesbrough Centurions. Sometimes against Liverpool, you need 12. Will Torres take Mahrez's place? I'm not so sure, Colin. I think Torres needs time to acclimatise. I spoke to David Cartledge, editor for ESPN UK. I spoke to him last week. Did a video about Ferran Torres with David. David used to live in Valencia as well. So, when this kid was coming through at Valencia between around the ages of 15, David would have known about him then. And so I'm not sure initially, and I think Pep will make him play either wing. But there's still plenty of games, and it's actually good. It's good that Mahrez will have strong competition, and maybe Sterling as well. But it's good that there'll be competition there, and they know you don't perform, there's someone else waiting in the rank, waiting, desperate to perform. So it's good that way. Asa rates Moreno and Braff. Braff looks faster than Sancho. Is Aki still on holiday? Is you where he's going to City? Yes, I think he is. I think when he said gutted, and also he put something out on Twitter, I think, to thank Eddie Howe for what he'd done. Hey, Sean, no one's ever late. You're still at the party. Shaking my head. You're not shaking your hand. Shaking my hand or your head. It was during the pre-season. I remember it. Bernabé puts it from the wide right onto the field into the far post. It was a beautiful cross, Akash. That's why I said I thought it was from pre-season. It was just right at the end of it. It just kept on going. It just kept on going. It just felt so right. When you saw that, you thought, "Wow, this kid's got something." Now you don't know if it was an accident or it was deliberate. How can he do that all the time? If he can do that all the time, he's going to go far. Will he play Garcia against Real Madrid? Being a Barcelona fan, I guess he'd want to. Yeah, look, that Garcia is going to be targeted. You've seen that in the last few games. Teams have targeted Garcia as being an inexperienced one, and he struggled a little bit. But he's got through. So, but we saw in the last game against Norwich, Pep used Garcia for one half, Fernandinho for one half. He used Foden for one half, used Mahrez for one half. To me, that tells me those are the positions that he's not totally sold upon yet. Hi, Blue. Hope you're well. Aki is better than what we've got, but I don't think he will live up to the hype. Well, Zidane, for me, as I said, he's back up. Who has the most potential, Howard Bellis or Garcia? That's a tough one, Franklin. Listening to people who've seen them both, I'd say people think Howard Bellis can go further than Garcia. Blue Moon, says Sean. Blue Moon. Ceballos to Man City, says Edwin. I don't think so. I mean, it's out there. The story's out there. So, I've covered it, but I don't think so. I mean, you ask yourself, why do we need any more centre-backs? We've got, let's try and remember them all, Ilkay Gundogan, Fernandinho, Rodri, Kevin De Bruyne, Bernardo Silva, Phil Foden. They're six. And we've got Zinchenko is really a midfielder, and I probably missed one out. I'm trying to think. Gundogan as well. So, we've got eight people there. So I don't really think we need someone like Ceballos, who isn't a patch on Husam Aouar or Ismail Benassi. If we're going to get somebody, I want somebody to be top. Colin says Garcia lacks pace. I agree. When I first saw him, I thought he's got a little bit in here, so he gets that fish yard in here. But there's only so far it'll get you. Oh, come on, Kieran. Kieran, behave. Kieran, you're being silly. Franklin, how you doing, buddy? I think Bellis, he looks comfortable with the burn at his feet. Look, I think Franklin, I think he does look good, but he's a year younger than Garcia, so I think he'll come through at the right time. Atos, will Foden take silver spot or Bernardo? Nobody, because come on, Atos. I say blood fire, Atos. You so much disrespect. No one can take David Silva's place. Nobody. Nobody, because he's just one of a kind. He was a unique player. Now, Foden's not the same. Foden can play in different places. He's not the same as David and same as Bernardo. I think it'll just be mixed around for a bit. Faris, well, at least 10 or 15 minutes, Faris. Now that you're here, I'll stick around. Jesus needs to get more clinical this season to have any chance after Sergi leaves. Well, I actually reckon that we should be getting another striker. We can't, even if Sergio says I'm going to stay for an extra season, so I've got 2 seasons left, even then, I don't think we can go into next season without another striker and another top striker. Remember when Aguero joined, we already had Tevez. We already had Balotelli, I think. And while Sergio was there, we had, at one point, Tevez, Balotelli, Aguero, and Edin Dzeko. We had 4 strikers. Now, you know, we've got Sergio, and that's really it. I mean, Gabby J, he's not a leader of the line for me. Thanks for, no worries, Faris. I'll stick around for a bit. I would keep Jesus even after next season, whether he's first choice or backup. Ikram, look, he works hard, okay? As long as he doesn't... Look, it all depends. If we were given the decision, someone like Kylian Mbappe's coming, and you need a space, and you're going to have to sell Gabby Jesus to do that, then we'd sell him. I think it just depends on who we could get. If we could get someone better than Gabby J, look, it's going to be ruthless. What sentiment do you want to have? If someone says, we've got someone who's twice as good as Gabby, sentimentality and romance goes out of the window. You take the better player. Franklin, do you think Bernardo will move further back with Fran joining? Well, Bernardo's been playing right and central midfield, attacking midfield. So I think Bernardo, for me, is going to be attacking midfield. And I've said I'd like to see him as a holding midfielder. That might sound really odd, but as a ball carrier as well. I think he's got wonderful talent, wonderful skills, Bernardo Silva. I mean, he could be another box-to-box midfielder. Why not? Why can't you be a defensive midfielder and arrive late in the box? Brian Robson, didn't he used to do something like that? Box-to-box. Roy Keane, he's more defensive, but he still, got up there as well. There are, Yaya, although he didn't do a lot of defending, still got that box-to-box ability. Hey, Mark, nice to have you on board, buddy. Oh, yeah, Boney, Kelechi. Kelechi I liked, Boney. Bernardo needs to be in the middle, absolutely. 2011, Aguero, Tevez, Dzeko, Balotelli. 2013, Aguero, Negredo, Dzeko, Jovetic. Now it's just Aguero and Jesus, Ikram. Got it there. Okay, let's give you some more gossip, guys. Let's tell you about this kid who looks like he's coming from Rangers. Now, Rangers kid, Dire Mebude. Well, his full name is Adedire Mebude, but I think they just call him Dire for short. Adedire it's not hard to say. Apparently, he's going to snub a deal at Ibrox Rangers to sign for Manchester City. Now, apparently, a lot of reports are saying that that's going to happen. He's 16 years old. He's a forward. He's apparently turned down the offer of a professional contract at Rangers to move to the Etihad youth setup. So that will be interesting. I mean, Rangers started their season yesterday with a win, I think, 1-0 win. So that's the thing City do. We take the best kids from around the world, bring them to Manchester. Most of them, almost all of them, don't make it at City, but most of them move on to decent careers elsewhere. Wow, Edwin, you can't. I don't think Jesus is all. He's all right, but he's not a fantastic line leader. Haaland and Mbappe, they're great. Trying to think who else. Can't think of any striker. I mean, I like Jesus on the left. I think he can work well as a pair. Garcia transfer is going to change the defense plans. Yeah, Faris, look, I don't know. Okay, for all my initial confidence that it won't happen, that Barcelona haven't got the money, and it's just put out there to appease their fans. There's always that concern. That if you continuously hear the noise, you think something's in it. And then you start asking questions. And once they get into your head, they get under your skin, and maybe you say, yeah, I will have that move then. And then what will happen is Garcia forces the move. He's only got 1 year left in his contract. That's the concern. If he had 3 years left, I wouldn't be concerned at all. But with 1 year left in his contract, the worry is that if Barcelona do come knocking, that City might have to sell him on the cheap because he's only got 1 year left. That's a massive concern. Absolutely, Faris. If we lose Eric Garcia, I think we have no choice. We have no choice. You've got to have some continuity. Kieran says, as an MU fan, like it's fantastic signing for you. Like Liverpool and Man United missing out on big time there. You lot can't defend and should be. It's not as simple as that. It's the way we play. And we're not as pragmatic as Liverpool. That's why we scored 102 goals. We're focused on that. But when it doesn't work, it can go wrong in a big way. What's his name? Man City 125. You got to tell me the guy's name. Monaco one. Put it on my phone. No, I've not got my phone. My phone's on the charger. I can't. I pulled someone's details up a couple of weeks ago, and I never had time to go through them. Colin, no choice. Gerrard can't force the player to go where he wants. He has no choice. If the kid wants to come to City, he'll come to City. Ikram says, I want to see Jesus at left wing a couple of times next season. That's what I said. I wanted to see him playing out on the left. That's the one. Badiashile. Badiashile, is that the right? Hopefully I read it right. I wouldn't say Garcia is gone. I mean, Garcia is playing in the big games. He's been playing in the big games. Now, here's the thing. If Garcia doesn't start against Madrid, maybe he'll think about his future. Okay, one more story, guys. It's going to be to do with the FFP stuff. The former national goalkeeper, Oliver, he said a very weird thing. Okay, he said he wants a better spread of money throughout the game, not just as a European level. Okay, now he believes that UEFA's financial fair play rules need to be examined after City had the 2-year ban overturned at the Court of Arbitration for Sport. And he's just like Karl-Heinz Rummenigge. These guys haven't got a Scooby-Doo. They don't know what they're talking about, but they still go out and make some comments. Highly ignorant comments, most of them. Let's see what Oliver Kahn's been saying, because I've read a little bit, but not all of it. Now, just to remind you, we were banned for 2 years from UEFA competition, from European competition, and we had a €30 million fine levied against us for financial fair play irregularities, let's say. Okay, that's all been chucked out, and we had a €10 million fine for non-cooperation imposed. Now, Oliver Kahn is currently a director of Bayern. He's of the opinion that the laws need examining. Okay, when asked if the current situation means that it will be harder for Bayern to secure a 6th Europa title, he replied, yes, that's right. If we look at the financial fair play issue, it would be. We are very interested that financial fair play should be taken more seriously. It was taken seriously, Oliver. That's why UEFA took City, give City the ban. And that's why City appealed it, because they took it seriously. If UEFA didn't take it seriously, they would have let City case slide. So they did take it seriously. It's just that they got it wrong. He says, I don't know the situation exactly now in Man City or Paris Saint-Germain or other clubs, but I think we should take this financial fair play in the future more seriously, because if we don't do that, we don't need it. I think there is a lot of work to do. And as you can see from the competition in Europe, we need a clear structure and serious financial fair play so that we get more balanced competition. If in the future you only have the same clubs winning the Champions League or winning, for example, Bundesliga or Premier League or other leagues, I think it's getting a little bit boring. So I think we should do everything to get a really strong financial fair play. Funny thing is, Bayern Munich have won the Bundesliga, was it 8 times on the bounce? Spain is basically carved up between Real Madrid and Barcelona. I think Atletico won it once, in the last 10 years. France is PSG. Italy, Juventus won it, was it 9 times? Same as Celtic in Scotland. In the Premier League, actually, if you look back, recently, we got Liverpool have won it, Man City have won it, Chelsea have won it, and Leicester City in the last 5 years. Is that right? City have won it twice, Chelsea won it once, Liverpool won it once, Leicester won it once in 5 years. 4 different winners. And if you go back to 2013, United are in there as well. So in the last 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, in the last 8 years, you've had 5 different winners. Germany, you've had 1 winner. Spain, you've had, I think, 2 winners. Italy, 1 winner. France, 1 winner. So many other countries, 1 winner. Premier League's slightly different. Anyway, but Khan believes competition can only be healthy in sport, although how to achieve it is a more of a problematic issue. He said, I think that the big question at the moment in football is, if you look, for example, in Italy, you have Juventus winning now the 9th title. If you look to Spain, you already have always have the situation between Real Madrid and Barcelona. I think if you look to England, you have different champions in the last years. That's true. That's what I just said. We, as Bayern Munich, we are always interested in a more balanced competition. Yeah, in our league. But we have to be careful concerning the money, because we are not only competing in the German Bundesliga, we are, as a global brand, are also competing in Europe. These are not easy questions, but we need to find an answer in the next months. We have to find this balance between our local leagues and get a good competition there. But we, as Bayern Munich, must be also compete in Europe against the other clubs. To find this balance, I think, not an easy thing. The funny thing is, guys, it's one of those things. It's like, yes, we should have a fair and equal distribution, but we want it to be more equal towards us. That's what it is. It's crazy. Right, let's read what you guys are saying. Why are Barca borrowing 800 million, says Mark? Well, they need the brass, don't they? You know, was it Goldman Sachs? So there's always money. You know, everybody's borrowing money. And what if UEFA said, no, FFP is about debt as well? Then these clubs couldn't do it. They're spending what they don't have. They'll argue, well, as most businesses do, most businesses borrow money. And they get loans. But also businesses have equity investment from the owner. And there's nothing wrong with that either. So what's going wrong? You know, why can you have one and not the other? Faris, if we can defend and only concede 35 goals, then you can't defend either, because you conceded 36. I obviously not read what Kieran's written. Man City 125 years. I have watched a couple of videos of Torres. He looks the part. Some videos where he is flicking the ball over opposite players. The thing is, what I liked about him, he's direct. He's dynamic. He doesn't mess about. He's fearless. He's fast. He's got good control, good close control. He just needs to score a few more goals. He's only 20 years old. That will come. Get a few more assists. He's only 20 years old. That will come as well. So I think he's going places. As I said, he's only 20 years old. And he's played a bundle of games for Valencia already, about 60-odd games for them. It's 67 in the league. Do you think Leicester will be with a shout for next season's top 4, Sean? No, I think honestly they burnt out. They lost their chance. I think United will be stronger next season. They should be. They've had a good last few months of the season, sneaking into top 4. Chelsea should be stronger next season. If you think about it, if they're going to go out and get Nick Pope as goalkeeper, if they get another central defender, look at all the attacking talent they've got. Ziyech, Timo Werner, Kai Havertz. And they've already got Pulisic, Ruben Loftus-Cheek, Oxlade-Chamberlain, the other fella, I forgot his name now. Hudson-Odoi, Giroud still there, Tammy Abrahams, Mason Mount, Gilmore coming through. They've got a very, very good side, I think. Kante, forget about him. Kovacic. So I think Chelsea have a very, very interesting side. I think they'll be a bit more consistent than they were this year. Same with United. Josie says, we need Koulibaly. Absolutely, buddy. Leave my time now, Cass. Colin Khan said it would be boring if the same teams won the league every year. He's having a laugh because that's what they're doing. So he says, on one hand, he says, no, we've got to have better finances and more equal finances in the local leagues, but you've still got to give Bayern Munich the chance to compete in Europe. So we need a bit more money. It's a load of rubbish. It's a load of old claptrap. Spurs or no Spurs or Arsenal? Oh, that's a shame. Do you think we are stepping away from the Koulibaly transfer, Sean? No, I don't know. Honestly, I don't think so. I think our bid is there. Whatever people say, you can't think everybody's telling the truth. City are interested. We'll go up to a certain amount. Napoli obviously always want more. It'll come out in the wash, and we'll see. But I think we're interested. Italy, France, Germany, Scotland. Yeah, Joseph. There's not a lot of competition. There's been a little bit more in Scotland, but Rangers have fallen by the wayside every time. That's it, Colin. Where did you get Lewandowski from? Where did you get Götze from? They go out and picking the best players from other clubs because the other clubs can't compete with the Bayern Munich, and they take the money. I'm going to knock it on the head soon, guys. It's getting quite hot here, or very humid. I need a drink. I'm not even brought a drink with me today. Sean, who's going to win the league next season, in your opinion? It's Liverpool's to lose. Honestly, Sean, if Liverpool put what they did at the start of the season again next season, they'll win it. If it's more a mix of the beginning and the end, then we're in a chance. But if we go out losing 9 games, we can forget it. We've done really well. We've won the league losing 4 times, but we've won so many games. Yeah, you can get away with losing 4 times if you win almost all the other games, but that's what we've got to do. Company's not coming back, Joseph. He's going to stick at Anderlecht for 3 seasons, unless you fire him. Right, guys, I'm going to say thank you very much for coming on tonight. It's coming up to 10 o'clock. I need a break, and I need to get prepared for tomorrow's. Hey, Joss, nice to have you on, buddy. Always love it when you're on, Duffs. Torres is done deal, not worrying about that anymore. I said there's nothing wrong with Torres. I could still go wrong, but I'd highly doubt it, because who's going to pay over 40 million quid for Nathan Ake? And why would he go to anyone outside the top 4? Absolutely, Colin. I've said this before. I talked about it last week. We are getting, we might get an extra 10 days rest. Whoopie da! We get an extra 10 days rest. Most 16 out of the 20 Premier League teams. I'll get that wrong. 15 out of the Premier League teams are on break at the moment. The team that goes up from the Championship, okay, they've still got a game to go. Everybody else is on a break, apart from the 4 teams that are in Europe. And Chelsea, more than likely, will play their game at the weekend, and they'll be on a break after that because they'll get dumped out by Bayern Munich. So, it is really, really tough. It's not fair. Guys, give us a thumbs up. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe. We're going to go, next target is 5,000. Yeah, 5,000 by the end of next season would be immense, guys. Take it easy, Akash and everybody else. Please, guys, have a good night. See you around, Blues. Take it easy.